A very warm welcome to our latest video offering, on DVD of course, from Virgin Active, but this is a big one. This is the GMB Panthers versus the Sheffield Steelers. The biggest rivalry in Europe. There's no need to pour petrol even on the flames of this one. It's a big one. How big is it? Well, at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we had one sightline seat to sell. It's gone. It's a sellout in the bowl for Panthers versus Sheffield. And it's got extra spice as well, because it's the second half of a back-to-back weekend. And 24 hours ago, in Sheffield, the Panthers came up short on the wrong end of a 5-3 scoreline, but that did include an empty net goal, and it also included a third period in which Panthers were fantastic, but we hit the post more times than we hit the back of the net. And that means we hit the post twice and we hit the back of the net once. So we came up short and we lost. So it's revenge time. It's retribution time. It was feisty as well. It was good old-fashioned Steelers-Panthers hockey 24 hours ago. We're expecting more of the same today. We're also expecting Brent Henley to be back in the Panthers lineup after his long injury layoff. And we expect Chris Caprero perhaps not to make the lineup, with new signing Peter Callis to continue after he made his debut 24 hours ago. It's always feisty when the Panthers play the Sheffield Steelers, but please remember, no part of this DVD can be copied nor broadcast in any way, shape or form without the permission of the club. And if you ask for it, we wouldn't give it. Tonight's match is sponsored by First Class Holidays, specialists in holidays to Canada.
The players will be back after this short message from our headline sponsor. We know it's interrupting the interesting bit, but bear with us. We think you'll like this. Do you have a mortgage? Are you thinking about getting on the property ladder? Would you like to check if you could pay less on your monthly repayments? Then why not talk to Nottingham Mortgage Services? When you get mortgage advice from us, we won't just find you deals offered by only one lender. We search thousands of mortgages from over 60 lenders to find the right deal for you. Visit thenottingham.com to find out more or request a callback. Everything can be done from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Now back to the Nottingham Panthers.
It's hockey time! Come on, Nottingham, let me hear you scream! Ladies and gentlemen, let out by applause and tonight's mascots, Harry Bailey and Josh Housley. Here come the players to the blue lines, please. Players to the blue lines. Our mascots tonight are 12-year-old Harry Bailey from Sutton in Ashfield and 10-year-old Josh Housley from Mansfield. Joining me for the ceremonial cup drop is our very special guest. You may have seen her at the testimonial game on Tuesday from the Super League era when he played for the Panthers 106 times for 31 points and 625 penalty minutes. He's onto the ice. You may not recognise him with his shirt on, but as soon as we're going to get here, it's ladies and gentlemen, time now for the national anthem.
Good evening from Owen Bradley and welcome to the National Ice Centre in Nottingham, the world famous Capital Arena if you will. And welcome to Panthers Steelers. We will say no more build-up needed, no more build-up required. Steve Wilkinson on the camera tonight, Gary Moran and the Mr. Barry Nykor will join me periodically through tonight's game. The lineup changes for you for this evening. There's no Woolhouse, Lacroix, Mayer or Cohn for the Steelers. No Kowalski, Wren, Capraro, Sari or of course Eric Werner for Nottingham. It means that Brent Henley is in for the Panthers. Michael Hicks is tonight's referee and Neil Conway keeps his place in the Panthers net. Defeat last night. Can Nottingham respond in the best possible way going into next weekend's exploits in Europe and Asiago, Italy to be precise. Francis Lakovic, Salter start us off and we're underway. Panthers win the opening draw and getting into Steelers territory for the first time. It's back there with Fata for the visitors. Wrapped around the boards early. And Sheffield in the white jerseys will bring it away. McAuliffe skates back to get there for Nottingham. Squeezes it off against the boards. The Nottingham trying to start it away. They get it out the zone with a bit of help. Francis turns away from trouble, drives toward the blue line, over the blue line in towards Salters. Francis will have to go for it himself. Will come for Lakovic with some time and space, thrown towards goal. Padded away by Doyle. The Panthers still searching, still cycling forward in the Sheffield end. Check from Lakovic. It will come free for Lee. Wraps it back round towards Francis. Chipped out of the zone by the Steelers. Nottingham still have possession. Lee deals with it well. Gets it for Francis, who's been out there for a minute already. He'll backhand it in, strong backhand. All the way over the top. Bounces once behind the cage. Now here comes Sheffield, long breakout. They're going to pick it up. A loose one. Sirianni tries to dink it across. Benedict got in the way to intercept. And it's back with Sheffield at their own blue line. Attempted breakout pass. Picked up again by Benedict. Callis goes in and drops it into the corner for Nottingham. Now Benedict puts pressure on and puts his man down in the corner. Callis goes in with the stick. Can't win the puck. Tries a second time. Then Clark across. Puck's going to be thrown down the ice. Norton back there to try and win the race for Nottingham. Will takes the big hit, then thrown towards goal. And kicked clear by Conway. Regulation stop. Up the near side by Nottingham, all the way through everyone. This will be an icing call when the Steelers get to it, which they do, through Gord Baldwin. Face off in the Panthers end, which is won by Nottingham. Clipped around the boards, intercepted by a Steelers man. Henley puts the body on. Nottingham have missed that. And then deflected by a Panthers skate in the corner. They'll try to bring it away. And they'll get it clear to Callis. Tries to drive down the boards. He takes the check. And there's another big challenge from Jensen. Panthers in the black tonight. It's brought away by the Steelers on the near side. And thrown ahead, partial break, thrown towards goal. Conway makes the save, quick look behind him, but he makes the stop.
Come on, Nottingham, let's see those hands in the air. If you're here with the GMB, Nottingham Panthers.
Steelers with a draw, back with Baldwin. Wrapped around the end boards. Steelers to trying to establish a cycle. Dowd evades the challenge. He'll skip up from the blue line. Save made by Conway. Puck is still in the Nottingham zone. Blocked by the body of Mackler. Panthers get out to the near boards, but not out of the zone. Conway out the net to play it. Joined by Gary Moran in the commentary box for the first time this evening.
Yeah, I've just been busy with Barry downstairs and getting him upstairs, getting him settled. He's going to come and join us on the commentary second period. Have a few words about the man in the oil business. Wears a big Stetson hat, talks like JR.
Panthers with possession. Weaver's going to throw it towards goal. Doyle route out beyond the edge of the blue paint to play it. And now the first pushing and shoving of the night.
Is that Baldwin having a go at Joe Jensen? Yeah, well, there might be a little bit of afters there from somebody else. Baldwin absolutely cross-checked Joe Jensen in the mouth yesterday. Caused a nosebleed. But there again, we looked at the tape and we found some very minor indiscretions by Panthers players. But it seems quite a feisty start. I've seen a bit of it in between boxes and what have you, Owen, and it seems to have started the way it finished last night, and last night finished great.
Nottingham going to wrap it in. Salters will go to chase. Finishes the hit, puts his man on the floor. Panthers try to kick it free. It's Salters. Now Lakovic. Read for Francis! Tried to knock it in short side. Puck went wide, but he'll keep skipping around Francis. Taken away from him. Weaver with the shot. Arm is up on the delayed call against the Steelers. Fired towards goal. Deflected off a Steelers stick. And out of play. There's the whistle.
Super build-up, super pass by Lakovic to Francis. Good play by the Panthers. Smart, clever work by Weaver to throw one to the side of the net in case someone could stick a stick out and turn it in. And it's all happening in front of an absolute sellout bowl here at the National Ice Centre in Nottingham. Another little surprise guest, David Alexander Beauregard. How you doing, son?
Very good. Yourself?
I'm hoping this power play makes me feel very good on a Sunday afternoon.
I think they're due to score one right now, Gary.
Predicted, Bo. Predicted like last year, son.
No chances yet on the power play. Might be some room for Weaver. Over for Jensen. Has an option down low. Shot through bodies. Loose puck side of the net. No one can find it. Jensen still with it behind. Goes for the wraparound. Loose in front of Doyle under the body. Now we'll get the whistle. Matt Ryan involved. Jensen involved. Benedict there as well. Bit of a scrum breaks out in front. Now linesmen take over.
Sheffield players doing their best to protect their keeper, but they weren't that good at it, and the boys showed great strength, both mental and physical, to stand their ground and stay around. And let's give credit where it's due to referee Michael Higgs. He didn't panic. He could see the puck. The puck was loose. He has no reason to blow his whistle until the puck is out of sight or frozen. So while the puck was loose, it was in play, and he had to let the players go at it, and give him his credit. He let it happen in front of a sellout crowd.
Matt Ryan and David Clark directing traffic as we get ready for the next draw. Still bags of time left on this power play for Nottingham, by the way.
95 seconds of man advantage still for the GMB Nottingham Panthers. 16:09 to go first period. We're sponsored by First Class Holidays.
Steelers try to clear it out. Clark makes the first deflection. They will drive it clear and down the ice with De Carismo. They might have a partial break on. Loose at the back post. Went for the attempted play around the defenseman. Matt Ryan it was who stood his ground, put his man on the floor. Conway picks up the loose puck. Great play.
Give them credit. Good counter-attack from the Sheffield Steelers. They got lucky. We mass-trooped them on the far side. 3-on-1, and they still managed to squirt the puck free. Is that a bad thing, the Panthers concentrating on the player? I think that's a good thing at this early stage. First 5 minutes against the Steelers in front of a packed barn. Yeah, take the man every time for the time being. Set the tone.
Draw won by the Steelers just about. Pops out of the zone. Back with Chris Murray. And he'll have time to set things up. Still 1:10 to go on the penalty against the Steelers.
Loynes gives it back to Murray, and Murray gets it across the lack of it. Slyn Loynes had an awesome game in Sheffield yesterday. Just put himself about. Real solid game.
And he does well to put pressure on the puck there. Loses the stick, but he's kept possession for Nottingham. Murray fires towards goal through the blue paint and just wide. Looking for a body, a tip, a deflection. Puck is now in the corner. 3 Panthers and 2 Steelers go across to get it. Panthers come out with it. Murray works it down low. Attempted play on the short side from Salters. Couldn't quite squeeze it through. Steelers
just
clear.
rolled up on its end, didn't he, as he tried to shoot for the 5-hole, and that meant the shot was a bobble as well as the bobbling puck, but it allowed Doyle to get it. Frank Doyle. Sounds like someone, serving time, doesn't he, Frank Doyle?
Nice play from Benedict at centre ice, but the pass closer to a Steelers man than he would have liked.
Best friends are called Ronnie and Reggie.
Chipped ahead by Lee. Salters into the zone to get it.
The Doyle gang.
Puts the body on.
Keep it together, Owen.
Here's Lakovitz. Benedict. Lakovitz making room towards the back post. Shot is deflected front post. There's the end of the penalty against Nell, which is just what you want from your 10th forward. Take a minor on his first shift.
He took one yesterday, which could have been a problem for them.
Mackler plays it. First look at him for me. Big body.
He is a big unit, but he's not quite match fit. Neither's
Throw
Callis.
towards goal, redirect from Matt Ryan, almost squeezed through. Nice play from Nottingham. They've had the better chances early doors.
Good save by Frank Doyle. He had some good saves as well last night as well. Bo, good start from the GMB Panthers. Nice momentum both sides, but Sheffield relying on the counter-attack so far, but they've shown themselves pretty good at mounting a counter-attack.
Yeah, it's a really good start right now. I hope the Panthers will keep playing in the Sheffield zone and wish they're going to score the first goal. I'm just really happy to be here. It's really nice to come back.
Predict a goal for me, Bo.
Pardon me?
Predict a goal.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are going to score a goal in the next 5 minutes.
Joe Jensen goes to the corner. No worse to wear for his encounter with the stick yesterday.
Puck loose behind the cage for a moment. Be positive, Bo. Nice to have him back in the box with us again. Conway will come out of his net to play this. There's pressure coming. He gets it round for Henley. Good to see him back out there, by the way. You got enough on it. And Panthers will drive forward with Ryan. Ryan puts the brakes on, waits for help. Will have it with Norton. Instead, drops it behind the net. Arm is up, and I think it's going to go against the Panthers. It looks like it will. Interference call. against Lynn Loynes.
Well, he's just standing his ground against the Sheffield Steeler. If he'd fallen over, the Sheffield Steeler would have got 2 for interference, but that's not the way of it. And because of the way the rules go, that one coming at 6:17, the play comes all the way down to Neil Conway's end of the ice. And we have to play short-handed for 2 minutes without Lynn Loynes. The penalties, in effect, 24 hours ago, on paper, on the game sheet, looked like they balanced out. In reality, it was the stuff that wasn't called that made it feel unfair.
Henley just manoeuvres the body behind the net, gets the puck go. Now we'll get a chance to clear it, fires it down the ice. What a plus to have him back.
Especially on penalty kill, because he's such a big unit. He's got the long reach, he's got the long stick, marshals the troops, a lot of experience.
Almost a turnover in the Sheffield zone. Arm is up from the official.
Laco's going. It's 5-on-3 for 96 seconds.
Gotta say I didn't see it.
Laco picks up 2 minutes, and it means his teammates now have 3 skaters to Sheffield's 5. I hope Bo's prediction doesn't come right. You know what I mean?
Well, it's Benedict, Henley, Francis to try and kill this penalty for Nottingham. Sheffield have bags of time with the big advantage. Henley puts his man on the floor in front. He stayed down dramatically. It's Dowd at the point. Shot towards goal is blocked away by Conway. Good stop. That'll do his confidence the world of good. Henley will marshal and organise. Dowd works it back to the point. Wants it back. Gets it back. Shoots. I think Conway got a piece again. It's behind the cage. Loose in front still. Henley got the stick down to deflect it.
Told you it was a long stick.
And now will Scammer to get back in position. Good chances for the Steelers. Here they are again. Worked up to Dowd. Over to the far circle. Dowd primed for the one-timer. It's thrown towards the back post, and it's going to come loose for Nottingham, who will clear. Henley, so important. Panthers change the bodies. 45 to go, 5-on-3. Le Gouy into the zone for the Steelers. We'll try to wheel it behind the net. Keep skating. Panthers have the shape. Poor pass down into the corner. Controlled. Second attempt by Sirianni. Up for Dowd again. Over for Sirianni. Big shot blocked by the behind of Steve Lee. Quickly back into position. Sirianni again. Over to the far side. Conway slams the leg shut. Good save. Panthers clear.
Great block by Stevie Lee. You were diplomatic. I'll call it his backside. And a great save by Neil Conway, earning his corn for the GMB Panthers in the absence of killer Kowalski.
Here comes Sheffield once more. 5 seconds to go with the 5-on-3. Here's Loynes out the box. 5-on-4. Steelers with the power play advantage. Sirianni trying to find a way through. Blocked by Mekala. He'll try and win it again. Gives his man a push. Sirianni's lost his stick behind the net. Benedict has 2 men to deal with. It's slung clear and out the zone.
5 seconds.
And that will do it. As Lee chases all the way down the ice. Here comes Sheffield. Panthers back to full strength. Batter into the zone. Throws it towards goal. Conway makes the save. And now Lee engages behind the play. Does well to stand his ground. Good
Does
kill
very
by
well
Nottingham.
to stand his ground and then look off to the side. But I know he had a corner of his eye, keeping an eye on Hewitt, I think it is. And Hewitt didn't take the cheap shot because he knows, as he always does. Here we go.
And there we go. It's Henley absolutely pummeling the Steelers man.
It's 21, whoever that is.
Who has gone down and stayed down. It's Tim Spencer, who
he was chirping the whole game in Sheffield. Chirping, I'm the king of the castle, I'm the king of the castle. He's in Robin Hood territory now. He's in the Sheriff's Castle land.
Well, Spencer's still down as Henley gets to the box. I don't think Spencer even got the gloves off.
Well, the one thing you can't accuse Henley of is jumping anyone. I didn't see it start. Can cameraman Steve give us any clues? Did they just come together and start throwing? Face to face, one was mouthing off, one was chirping, and suddenly he found, you can't say that in here. He's looking a little groggy.
He's back to his feet now, Spencer, and absolutely fine as he skates back to the bench.
Oh, he's still chirping. Doug Christensen's
And Henley
getting
in the
upset.
box is furious. Henley in the box is absolutely furious at Spencer.
And
Lakovic
Doug
comes across.
Christensen is making gestures from the Sheffield bench as if to say, we've got you a big penalty. Are you taking part in pantomime this year, Owen?
I'm not.
No?
I don't have the time, Gary. It's too much to watch here.
I just brought the subject up in random.
Well, Henley's making his way out the box. Door is open. Linesman will stay close as he goes back across the bench. Christensen obviously happy with this. Henley continuing to have words as he goes off. Well, let's see. Henley straight to the locker room. Mike Hicks in conversation with the captains.
You want to hear Brent Henley's side of the story? The Chat Show is happening on Tuesday. £8 in advance, those tickets. Last chance to get discounted tickets on sale from the VIP desk. Come on, Panthers fans, put your hands together.
The Steelers' official account on Twitter has tweeted that Henley's been kicked out. We're not sure how they could know that before the penalty's been called.
Well, the fact that he's gone to the locker room, if he's got a 2 and 10 instigator and 5 for fighting, that's the only explanation unless he's got a game. That's a ridiculous call, excessive rough play. Spencer punched a Panther in the back of the head from behind in Sheffield 24 hours ago. So Spencer doesn't get a penalty even though he was face to face with him when it started.
Nottingham now with a big ask for the next 5 minutes, first and foremost. And then they'll be without Brent Henley for the rest of the game. We'll get him back for Asiago, of course.
Do we?
I guess so.
I was just thinking about the question.
Panthers get a leg in, can't get it clear. Weaver goes looking, Murray gets there with the backhand, Weaver chips it around, Lakovic will chase. Panthers
Send it,
have
Lako, send
Francis as well. Francis will try to drive to the net, here's Francis! Top corner! Panthers score short-handed! David Alexandra Beauregard gets the extra assist in the box. And Panthers go 1-0 up, short-handed against Sheffield.
Super play. Panthers chipped it out, got it down the left wing. Lacko took it on. Bobby from Beeston got his head up. Saw Franny was with him. Franny was busting a gut to get up there. He started a line behind in the race. He got there. The defenseman went to Lacko. Should have left Lacko to the goalie. Didn't get the guy riding shotgun. We got it to the guy riding shotgun, and he shot it into the back of the net. 1-0 Nottingham, 9:33. Short-handed.
And Panthers win the next draw as well. Tucker Makala slings it down the ice. They still have a big penalty kill to come. Jensen and Loynes, the forwards out there for Nottingham, will skip through. Conway plays it, backs it off the boards. And eventually Nottingham will squeeze it out the zone. Here's Spencer, who's absolutely fine, despite being on the end of excessive roughing. Makala puts a big hit in the corner, and the second puck comes free. Conway wanted to come for it, didn't. Steve Lee gets, if that's not a slash, I don't know what it is, on the stick. But it goes down the ice. And Panthers are able to clear again.
3.5 minutes of penalty kill still to go for Panthers. They've had a huge 5-on-3 penalty kill for 96 seconds and kept the scores 0-0. Now short-handed with Brent Henley thrown out for a match. They've already scored, and Steelers desperately need to convert the man advantage into a goal just to get back on level terms.
Murray nails a hip check. Benedict's going to get it and clear it away. And here's Peter Callis, the new signing, with Matt Ryan driving towards the zone. Puck is deflected. Steelers will bring it clear. De Charisma on the near side, puts the brakes on. Panthers stay with him. Benedict is so well, such a good skater. Now it's down low. Attempted wrap around, Panthers not able to clear it out. There's a great save from Conway. What a save. Beauregard in the commentary box gives it his applause as well. That is a top draw save from Conway.
That was a Craig Kowalski save. That was a highlight reel save. That might get him a job with somebody else in this league when his month's up.
Still 2 minutes, 48 seconds to go on the kill for Nottingham. Sheffield controlling at the blue line. Francis was almost onto that one.
Well, Weaver hit it so hard it got over the stick at point, didn't it? He really drilled it. He nailed it, the Mackham.
Sheffield into the zone again. It's wrapped around the boards. For Spencer. Spencer will drive toward the net. Comes up for the shot from point. Francis
Blocked by Stevie.
Scamber to try and get there, can't. Lee into the corner, finishes the hit again. Panthers trying to put pressure on. Lakovitz is the man in front. Steelers have it behind the net with Phillips. Up to the blue line now, across for Baldwin. Back for Phillips, went for it, bottom corner, back post.
Scored on the short side 24 hours ago, went for the far side this time, and Neil got to it.
Spencer in the corner. Worked back up to the point for Baldwin. Down low for Phillips at the face-off circle. Padded by Conway, looking for the rebound that shot. Phillips will get another chance. There's still 1:40 to go on the penalty. It's down low, no one can find a way. Loose puck top of the circle. Lakovitz can't get the stick free, then bats it out the air and will get it out the zone. And will control it as well. Then looked like he was hooked by Fata, then collides with someone else. Then Francis goes in as well. And there's a scrum in front of the benches this time. All came because Lakovitz was cut off in front of the bench. And already Hicks is pointing, and I think he's calling something.
Panthers sticking up for each other, and that's the right thing to do. When Sheffield tried to stick up for their teammates, it kind of goes awry. It's a little bit scrambly at the moment. Sheffield end up with a penalty out of that. They should have had it. The linesman advising the referee what he did right, what he did wrong, who knows. But the bottom line is there was a punch to the head, and that's what Spencer does. Punches people in the back of the head. He's really badly injured, obviously. I can't stand, you know me, I've said it before, can't stand players who fake it. Can't stand fakers who try to con the referee. And that's exactly what he's done. He's conned the referee there.
Well, Francis will go as well for Nottingham, so we will skate 4-on-4. At least that seemed to be what was indicated. In fact, we'll stick with 5, will we? You know, it would be 4-on-4. Steelers have the power play, so we'd rather they continue 5-on-4.
81 seconds of the 5-minute major. If Steelers were to score on it, we'd stay short-handed till that one's run out because it's the major. But Panthers doing well on the kill so far. Nothing wrong with Franny going in to protect Lacko.
Steelers
Spencer, cheap shot.
Steelers break a stick off the face-off, kills a few more seconds. So it's Loynes, Jensen, Murray and Makela for Panthers on the kill. Conway comes out to play it. Settles it, slung clear by the Panthers. Dowd is challenged by Loynes effectively. Puck is still between the legs. Now they'll get it clear, intercepted by Jensen. Makela thinks about going with him. Jensen knocks it into the zone.
Super job by Joe Jensen. If he hadn't collared that one, if he hadn't collared it, they were away to the races one-on-one with the keeper. But he did collar it and he got it down the ice.
Clark tries to put his body on. What a great defensive play by David Clark. And it's cleared out by Nottingham again with Lakovitz lurking once more.
Last 30
Lakovitz is going
seconds.
to win the puck. And he might have help. Blind backhand pass attempted towards Clark. Couldn't get there. There's a loose stick at neutral ice as Sheffield have it taken away. And here's Clark with Lakovitz with him. Clark goes for the shot, deflects off the legs of the Steelers player. And that will almost do us.
Last 10.
Sheffield over the Nottingham blue line once more on the penalty. Lee engages, then gives his man a second shove as well. It's up to the blue line. Blocked
Go. Oh,
by
he's lost his
Callis,
stick.
whose stick broke on the play. Norton out of the box. Sheffield over the line again. Big shot, big save Conway, who stands up casual as you like. And that is a fantastic kill from Nottingham.
6:05 to go. Panthers penalty kill unit 1, Sheffield Steelers 0 in this tip-top game being sponsored for the first time by First Class Holidays. I'm going to leave you with Bo. I want to go and bend someone's ear who's going down to talk to the referee in the interval.
Bo, welcome back to the commentary box. Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here.
How have you enjoyed the week back in Nottingham, Bo?
No, that was awesome. Like, so good memories of the past 3 years, and just being here, I feel like home here. So I really enjoy it.
Well, it's good to see you. There's an important game going on down on the ice.
Yes.
One that Bo would be made for, no doubt about that. Boxer will tip behind the play. He's going to pick up the puck now. Panthers offside, so he'll have to delay. Flips it into the zone now, and will scamper after it. Big hit by Boxall. Puck is loose at neutral ice. Panthers have it. Give away by Murray. Steelers in 2-on-1. Legui goes down. He was challenged. Steelers still have the puck. Back post. Legui has gone down and stayed down. Delayed call coming against the Panthers. It's Gertson. Here's the extra man arriving off the bench. A mini power play before the power play for the Steelers. Fired towards goal. Tipped, saved by Conway, then bounces wide of the net and then kicked away by Ryan. And now we'll get the whistle. It was the 2-on-1 break. Challenge made behind the play as Francis and Spencer come out of the box, but Sheffield will go back to the power play.
What a save he made there.
And there's still pushing and shoving down there. It's Hewitt and Steve Lee. This is a bit different to the testimonial, eh, Bo?
A little bit more intensity here right now. I missed that.
So Sheffield with another 2-minute power play opportunity. They're going to win the draw and keep it in the zone. Lee puts the body on. Big hit by Mackler behind the net. Steelers still have it though. It's Dowd. For Sirianni, and then Dowd again. Sirianni in the hash marks. Skidded towards goal, save made by Conway. Sirianni with another chance. Man lurking at the back post. Dowd has it, wheels around, looks at the top corner, went 5-hole. Conway closed the legs. Strange seeing a netminder that's not Craig Kowalski, Bo.
Yeah, it feels pretty weird. Like, you know, like I play with Craig the past 4 years, 3 years here, and I used to see him in net every single game, so a little bit different tonight.
28 seconds gone on the penalty already. Here's Weaver, chips it away for Benedict, nice play. Benedict will fire it all the way down the ice, skipping through onto Doyle. It's back with Chad Langlaif, the former Giant. Bit of an errant pass. The teammate will get to it first, although Loynes is able to wipe his man out along the boards. Now back with Weaver. For Benedict, playing at D for the moment. Cleared down the ice again. And back with Langley once more. Minute gone on the penalty. Steelers over the blue line. Poor pass is intercepted by the Panthers and cleared out the zone as far as Gertson. Now Spencer backhanding it in. Conway out to play it. Stabs it clear. Panthers fling it down the ice once more with Steve Lee. Panthers chasing and harrying. And they'll get it ahead. Here's Callis. Makes the move around the defenseman. Shot toward goal was saved. Reaching for it. Nottingham looking dangerous short-handed though. Lee wipes his man out. Phillips puts his arm round Lee. Spencer helps it around but takes the check. Then Ryan with a big hit. Lee there again. Only as far as the blue line. Shot towards goal. Blocked by Mackler and cleared out the zone. Nottingham back to full strength with Murray out the box. Mackler ties up his man in the corner. Danger not gone just yet. Francis gets it clear. Nottingham defending like lions in the first period. Murray goes shoulder to shoulder behind the play. And then the whistle comes. I think the referee's going to take both.
Panthers short sponsors are Midland Filtration and McDonald's. And you can join alongside the Panthers at Virgin Active, the official health club of the GMB Nottingham Panthers. Panthers home box sponsors are Solutions for Accounting.
Or maybe he'll take one. No, here comes the Steeler eventually.
And when the motorbike don't get in a flap, the away penalty box is sponsored by EIHL, manufacturers of mud flaps and other injection mouldings. 2 minutes 36 remain in the first period with First Class Holidays. Explore Canada with First Class Holidays. Time to make some noise if you're here with the GMB Nottingham Panthers.
So we'll skate 4 on 4. Clark is held up on the boards. Sheffield will work it clear and trying to go in with the extra man. They've got 2 men over, but the pass is behind the play. Now Panthers to start it off. Here's Salters. Salters over the blue line. Drops for Weaver. Weaver can't get the shot away. Comes back for the Steelers behind their own net. 2 minutes to go in the first. Panthers lead 1-0. They've lost Brett Henley. Sheffield clear it down the ice. This will be icing against the Steelers. So, Bo, tell us what you've been up to since saying goodbye.
Basically, I brought one of my dad's company in the United States and for the sales, and I'm helping the junior teams back home 3 times a week just to try to make them smarter on the ice.
Nice. So still involved with hockey?
Yeah, like it's been a passion forever, so I want to be still in it for a bit.
4 on 4. Panthers will skate it clear. Steve Lee chips it in and will go chasing himself. Puck is wrapped round the end boards for Makala. Dumped in for Ryan. Jensen is lurking in front. Ryan will drive behind the net. Jensen then picks it up. Then Ryan looks for help. It's Makala, just over skated it. Drops it in for Ryan, for Jensen again. Ryan is still there. Big shove from the Sheffield man. Here's Ryan with some room. Shot towards goal. Doyle makes the save, and then looks like Jensen goes flying behind the play. Must have been interfered with to careen into Doyle. And interference is the call against the Sheffield Steelers. And it's Fatter that will sit. So a 4 on 3 in this injury-filled first period now for Nottingham. Steelers get the puck out the zone on the draw. Here's Francis over the blue line. Drop pass to no one in particular. It's cleared down the ice where Conway will try to control and will settle it. And it'll be brought clear. Lee snaps it ahead for Lakovitz. Controls it as he comes down the near side. Lakovitz over the line. Waits for help. Gets it in Lee. Back to Lakovitz. Lee will have it once more. To Francis. Back for Lee. Both men getting a play back. Lee drills it towards goal. Saved by Doyle. We're now 5 on 4. It's Francis. Murray has the big shot at the blue line. It's with Chris Murray now. Thrown towards goal. Doyle gobbles it up. With Salters loitering in front.
Well, the next up here is the Edinburgh Capitals on November the 27th. Welcome the boys home from Europe. Those tickets on sale in the next interval, along with tickets in the 50-50 draw with Temple Brixton. The prize is up to £743 so far. Let's push that prize over £1,000 tonight.
21 seconds to go in the period. Panthers lead 1-0. Benedict to take the draw. 5 on 4. Panthers skate. We wait forever. And when the puck is dropped, it's won by Nottingham. And it's Clark. Down low for Callis. Quick play to the back post. Doyle somehow got across. Still loose. Weaver maybe with the opportunity. Callis lets it go off the legs. Sheffield still not able to clear. Time might run out on Nottingham here as Benedict goes in. That will do us for the period. Steelers man has gone down and stayed down. That's Danny Myers. Looked in a bit of discomfort, but nothing called from Michael Hicks. And Danny gets back to his feet, formerly of this parish, of course. Well, doesn't look like a penalty, and that will do us for the first. Bo, quick word. What do you make of that first period?
Well, I think that was a good period both ways. Both teams skated very well, and we're just glad that Panthers are up 1-0.
David Alexander Beauregard back on the mic. We'll be back for the second shortly. And the one, Panthers lead by 1-0.
The players will be back after this short message from our headline sponsor. We know it's interrupting the interesting bit, but bear with us. We think you'll like this. Do you have a mortgage? Are you thinking about getting on the property ladder? Would you like to check if you could pay less on your monthly repayments? Then why not talk to Nottingham Mortgage Services? When you get mortgage advice from us, we won't just find you deals offered by only one lender. We search thousands of mortgages from over 60 lenders to find the right deal for you. Visit thenottingham.com to find out more or request a call back. Everything can be done from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Now back to the Nottingham Panthers.
Panthers start the second period then with 50 seconds of power play. They spent most of the first period on penalty kill, hence the shots on goal tally, 18-12 in favour of the visitors. We're sponsored by First Class Holidays. Owen Bradley's on the play-by-play microphone, Steve Wilkinson's on the camera, and I'm very pleased to welcome the guy who dropped the puck at the start of this one, although he's greeting Bo in the background at the moment, David Alexander Beauregard, as the second period begins. It's the one and the only, Baz is going to get you, Barry Nykar. I'll leave him talking to him for a minute, Owen, and let you pick up the play as Michael Hicks is about to drop the puck. I'd love to think he'd seen sense and downgraded Brent Henley to a game misconduct, because that's all it deserves. But, you know, nothing surprises me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the tape back and see exactly how that incident unfurled. I'll try and have a look at that one tomorrow. Here's Panthers have it in their own zone. They're on the power play, remember, and 1-0 up. Shot towards goal, high and wide by Ryan. He'll jump straight back on it, but Sheffield get it out the zone. You can hear the guys chattering in the background. Panthers drop it in and are still offside, according to the linesman. So Sheffield can clear unopposed. Conway settles it. Had a good first period for Nottingham. It's ahead for Salters. Salters clips the backhand round.
Last five.
Clark wins the race to it. It's Salters up to the blue line. Pass is deflected. Steelers man out the box. Francis got to it first, and it's a good job he did as well. Clears it down the ice. Conway round on the backhand. Bounces off the Steelers man. Conway just behind the net for a moment. Sheffield man goes down under a challenge. Wants the penalty, won't get it. Chipped up to the blue line. Thrown towards goal. Side of the net.
No, sorry, go on.
Steelers have the puck down low. Works up to the blue line. Chip clear out into the stands.
I was just going to say, I've never seen a Steelers team dive and look for penalties as much as we've seen so far tonight. It's like it's a go down. We're going to get this crowd out of it. Let's get on the power play. It's like they're playing in an unusual way. I've never seen it before. I'm almost tempted to say it's dishonest, but clearly they wouldn't do that. It's just my interpretation of it because I'm biased.
You certainly hope not.
What, that I'm biased?
That Sheffield are going out to do that. Here are Panthers down the ice. We're 5-on-5, by the way. Here's Jensen. Picks it up. Snaps towards goal. Wide on the near side. And Mackler fans on the attempted play to keep it back in. Steelers will break it clear. And they have man over. It's Legui. Shot toward goal. Conway got a piece and kept it out. Jensen collides with the Steelers man. He pings it towards goal and off the pipe.
It's the outside of the goal. Good play by Joe Jensen, though, getting back. He's getting stuck in. He got wound up yesterday with that stick in the nose. Takes another big hit there, but gets the puck away to a teammate. Now Loynes sends it forward.
Wrapped around the balls by Boxall, who's looked pretty handy on the 1 or 2 shifts he's had so far.
Well, we've added, in effect, Brandon Benedict to the forward line. Now we've lost Henley. I'm not sure how long we can keep him up there. But adding Brandon Benedict, adding an engine like that can only help, can't it?
Chipped over to the far side. Going to be picked up by Murray. Disjointed second period so far. Panthers still live by a goal to nil.
They're like 2 washerwomen next to me, aren't they? Beauregard and
Unbelievable. Hockey players are the worst gossips in the world.
Can you hear them? They're just rabbiting away. It's unbelievable. I've just done the signal to try and shut Barry Nykar up.
Poked the bear, Gary.
I think I'm going to get hit.
Murray's in a bit of trouble. Glove over the face, Chris Murray.
When we get a whistle, we're going to bring Nikes into the play here.
It's behind the net. Murray looks to be okay now. Steelers are offside, and that's got to come the other end.
You can't be more blatant than that. Barry, what do you think of the game so far?
Actually, I'm enjoying the game. I think it's very exciting, and everybody's just running around. It's got some really good fights, and hey, they're up 1-0, and that's number 1.
And what is it like for you coming back to look around and see the full arena here?
It's actually bringing back a lot of good memories. It's actually quite amazing to come back, and it's almost like things haven't changed. You guys have done a great job of promoting the game, and it's working for you.
We'll talk to you again in a minute. Nice to see the linesman copping one on the side of the leg.
Well, didn't take the play down the ice, which is the wrong call as far as we're concerned. Here's Lee behind the net, who's been great so far, by the way, Steve Lee. Panthers started off. Callis leaves it, gets it back. Nice control. Panthers stay on side. Wrapped it deep toward Ryan, who's looked good tonight as well. Bouncing puck side of the cage. Doyle's going to get down to it eventually. Callis, Clark, and Ryan have looked good so far.
It was like he was trying to catch a mouse there, flitting around on his doorstep, which was just what Neil Conway had to do last night, because they got a goal where it flipped up, hit Langley in the chest, hit him in the chin. He looked down after it hit him on the chin, and as he looked down, he lifted his knee up, hit him on the knee, and that looped it back up in the air and over Conway. And he's it was like the end game of Mousetrap. Or Steve Wilkinson trying to snag the last Malteser from his Mrs. Jackie.
Nice play by Sheffield over the line. Big pad save by Conway as well. Jensen, by the way, scurrying to get back. Committed two-way play. Looks like be a good pickup for Corey Nelson and the Nottingham Panthers. Picked off almost by Nottingham in the Steelers zone. Doyle a bit lax on it, but they'll get it clear down the ice. Ligui will break in and still have it down low. Chip towards the back post. Diving Panther blocks it. It's worked round the near side. Back up to the point. Thrown towards goal. Pushed away by Conway. Lee gets in there. Boxall gets it away. Just beyond the stick of Jensen. Steelers over the line once more. Helped ahead. Shouldered out of danger temporarily. Puck still in the Nottingham zone. It's hoisted away by Loynes.
He was on the end of a long shift, Lynn Loynes. He was a bit tired. He couldn't get the legs going.
Danny Myers gets it away. It's down over the line. Thrown back across goal. No Steeler could get to it.
Sirianni fanned on the shot. They're paying him a lot of money not to fan on shots.
Here's Sirianni again over the line. There's a shot which is wide of the net. Comes loose on the far side for Di Carismo. Sirianni behind the net once more.
Good spell of pressure this though from the visitors.
It's down short side. Back towards goal. Loose side of the net. Under the body of Conway holds on. Good stop by the Panthers netminder again. He's channeling Kowalski tonight.
Neil the Cat Conway comes to the rescue again. 15-14 to go, second period. We've had 24 minutes and 46 seconds. It's been quite good, but the second period, we've just dropped it down a little bit. You can't go 60 minutes at that pace like we were. And don't forget, we were killing penalties a lot in the first period. So there are going to be some tired legs there. But it's been an interesting game. That's one word for it. It's been an exciting game. That's another word for it. And so far, it's been a good game. We're still leading by a 1-0.
Steelers have it again in the zone. Francis puts the body on, does well. Lakovic will get it out of danger. Off a deflection, out into the stands once more.
I'm going to break into Barry and Bo's conversation here. Barry, you were here for the David Clark testimony. Good to see all the faces again.
Yeah, it was. It was exceptional to see all the boys. was such a good time to see everybody, and it was just an amazing time.
And a good game for David and a good night for him.
Absolutely, it was. If anyone deserves it, he does.
And did it make you miss the sport more than you have been, or do you not miss the sport? How does it feel?
You know what? It's not so much miss the sport. I miss the guys. It was so nice just being in the dressing room with the boys and hanging out. And as far as the game, no. And a lot of guys are different, right? Like I'm just talking to Bo over here, and he said he really misses the game. But myself, it's more so, it's just everything else around the game.
The banter in the locker room, the camaraderie, the sticking together on the ice?
Absolutely. All the above. You betcha.
Sheffield got it in front, but it's wafted off the end of a stick. I think Boxhill's got a chance to chip it off the boards, and he gets it down the ice.
Back with Fata for the Steelers, who are still enjoying a good spell. It's wrapped around the boards, bounces off the back of Conway. Makala gets there first, and will get it out the zone all the way down the ice.
Yeah, some really weird bounces off the stanchions, don't you, on the plexi at the end of the arena, and as Joe Jensen finishes it and Boxhill does the same, but Sheffield get the puck out. We had the same last night. A couple of them went very much Steelers' way, and a couple of them very much went the Panthers' way. One for the goal, Weaver's goal. Really funny bounce. Not off the stanchion, that was just a weird bounce. But the stanchion bounces went the way of the Steelers.
Any get lost in the black paint, or have they got rid now?
Well, there's no paint in the crease anymore, actually inside the net. It's gone white again. After the initial claims were that it's contractual and we have to do it. And the stickers they put on the red pipes, they're just so dirty and horrible. It's just, you know they're there, but it's just bad that they're not good quality stickers apart from anything else.
Ryan can't play the puck as it bounces through the zone. It's Benedict who's going to have to scamper back to get there. And Wilt touches up for icing. Any word from downstairs about the Henley incident, by the way?
No, Steve's had a look at it on the tape. He says they just square up to each other on a line change. They're there face to face. Spencer says something and Henley and him end up in a scrap. It happens, heavyweights, and Henley wins the fight.
They're face to face, Steve, right?
No question of him jumping in from behind or anything, and we all know what Spencer's saying. He's not asking him for his address to send a Christmas card.
Maybe if I'm well behaved, Steve will show me in the next break. Face off to the right of Doyle. Panthers lead by a goal to 0, remember, but they're without Brent Henley.
Well, Benny's gone back on defence now, hasn't he?
They win the draw. Callis, I like the look of him. Tries to skip past his man in the zone. He'll get the puck back. Try to kick it through. The stick caught in the body of the Steelers man. Might have been Danny Myers, actually.
Well, he was holding the stick.
It's cleared away by Sheffield.
Tom Norton got a piece of it, then gets knocked over. Big pad save to rescue his bushes. Tom's going to get more ice time than he should be doing in a game like this because we've lost Henley. Great
Diving
job by
Matt Ryan.
The boys have really blocked shots today. We had 6 shots blocked at least in the first period. I think 3 by Steve Lee. Matt Ryan just thrown his body down there. It's like turning the clock back, isn't it, to some of the heroes of the recent years gone by. Guys that will throw themselves down. Pat Gallivan last year used to do it a lot for us. But it's such a commitment to the team cause, and we're getting good games so far, touch wood, out of the likes of Makala. And new signing Callis is looking a lot sharper tonight than he did yesterday.
Steelers have it, worked up to the blue line, thrown towards goal. Conway makes the stop.
And he's out on the green, out of the blue paint. He's far out, so there's not a lot to shoot at. He was able to catch that over just to the right of his right shoulder with the glove coming across his body. Saw it lots of time. Boys did a good job to let him see the shooting channel, and he got the glove over on it.
Tell you what, Gary, the conversation to our left sounds a lot more interesting than ours, got to say.
Yeah, they're honest. Les Dawson and I forget the guy that used to play with him. Wasn't Roy Kinnear.
Are they hanging around for the chat show? They should.
We've had them both. I've had Barry Nykar at a chat show before. He's done a chat show before and chatted away. Unfortunately, the venue we used, the acoustics weren't great on the stage and the sound system wasn't great. Apparently the people out in the audience could hear what was being said, but we couldn't hear it on stage, which made it difficult to hold a conversation when you couldn't work out what the guy was saying next to you. I'm going to put one of these guys on and go and say hello to the sponsors. So far, so good. We're approaching the halfway mark, sponsored by First Class Holidays. Good, big, fancy Dan trips to Canada if you want one. Check them out. Check the advert out in the Match Night magazine. Panthers get it forward. It's gone behind the Steelers net, but Lakovitz goes to get it.
Lakovitz has it temporarily, loses it. Sheffield will start it away. Makela gets his body in the way. Clipped ahead for Francis to try and deal with. And the Panthers player goes down. That'll be a penalty against the Steelers as it's floated into the zone. Hewitt touches it up, and Panthers will go back to the power play. I'm delighted to say we're joined once again by Barry Nykar.
Nice to be here.
And from a personal point of view, nice to have a hero of mine next to me in the box.
Absolutely nice to be here.
So tell me about the fight on Tuesday with the kids.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. I guess their players were getting a little aggressive, so we had to send our kids to sort it out.
If you weren't there on Tuesday, that was David Clark's son Morgan and Logan and Cade Nielsen involved with a bit of fisticuffs. Anyway, back to Sunday night. Here are Panthers on the power play. Puck is loose in the crease. Still no whistle gone. Doyle looks like he's got it under the body. Eventually the whistle goes and then it squeezes in. But the whistle already gone in the scrum.
I think that puck almost went in.
Have to ask you, Barry, what you saw of the Henley incident in the first period?
You know what? It's actually, I didn't get to see the whole thing. I just saw it at the end when he was just fist pumping. And then I saw him just keep giving it to him when he was on the ice. But I didn't get to see the whole thing, so I'm not sure why he got ejected from the game. Do you know why?
No, your guess is as good as mine. I saw exactly what you saw. Didn't see the build-up.
Yeah, but did he have his... Someone told me he had his gloves on. Like, is that correct?
I think he had his gloves on, yeah.
The whole time, so that was probably it, because he had his gloves on, and then he might have been a bit excessive, according to the refs.
Did you miss the referees?
No, I don't. Although they got a job to do too, right?
Absolutely.
We have a job, and at the same time, so do they.
Panthers on the power play. It's Hewitt in the box for the Steelers. Here come Nottingham with some speed. It's Jensen. Lets the shot go. Fires it with a lot of heat. It's taken out the zone, and Weaver will have to go back. There's a bit of chirping behind the plate. Jensen will get to it again. Steps over it. Here's Clark. Drops for Jensen. Nice backhand pass over to the far side for Ryan. Panthers keeping possession. Here's Clark. Lets the shot go towards goal. Tipped in front. Jensen goes down. Loose puck side of the net. Arm already up from the official. I think this might be another one against the Steelers as Jensen went down.
No, absolutely. That was interference all the way, right in the crease.
And now Fatter behind the play on the far side. Scrum in front of the Panthers net. Camera swinging up to it now. Not sure who it was from the Panthers side involved with Fatter. The officials have stepped straight in. This is like a Panthers-Steelers game of old.
Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories, no doubt about that.
So how things changed being back in this building, Barry? The standard of things on the ice as well? Is it what you remember it?
Yeah, you know what? It almost seems like tonight, I know it's not a standard of game that's been played lately, but as far as tonight, it almost seems like 10 years ago, and I'm suspended for something just watching the game up here. That's what it seems like. You got a packed house, great crowd, and it's a pretty chippy game.
Panthers have won the draw. They have a 5-on-3 for another minute and a bit. Need to make it count. It's Benedict getting it back. Lee is there. Francis on the backhand to Ryan. Up to Lee. Benedict wants it far side. Benedict has it. Up for Lee. Shot from distance. Saved by Doyle. Good one. Ryan has time. Benedict is back post and wants it. It's Lee for Ryan. Benedict to the face-off circle. Down low. Worked up towards Francis. He goes down under a challenge. Benedict to the hash marks.
Getting tighter.
Lee lets the shot go. Pad save. Loose puck. Shot towards goal by Jensen is saved by Doyle. Now here's Ryan again. To Benedict far side. Back to Ryan. Just can't get the foot and the stick right. And it's up for Lee once more. And now Ryan. 20 to go with the double advantage. Save is made by Doyle. Chop in the back on Jensen from a Steelers man. Panthers have worked it well, but no clear, good goal-scoring opportunity. So 16 seconds to go, 5 on 3. Then another 50 or so, 5 on 4.
You want in? My wife's calling me.
Barry's going to step out for a moment. Bo to join us once again. Here's Clark. Panthers still with the 5 on 3. Salters is in front. Clark will switch positions. Here's Clark with the big shot deflected in front. It's in the pads again. Doyle holds on. It's a close one, Bo.
Yeah, it's always close. It's just too bad it doesn't count.
How much do you enjoy games like this? Competition like this? Tell me.
No, I really enjoy it, but I'll be honest, I would prefer be on the ice right now.
You hate watching?
It's okay, but it's not like playing the game.
Steelers get a man back any second. What can Panthers do? Here's Ryan. Sets it up. Shot hammered in from Clark. Saved again by Doyle. Stands firm. But still 46 seconds of 5 on 4. Steelers win a draw and clear it down the ice. Conway will play the puck and settle it for Weaver. And still 35 seconds to go on the penalty. What can Panthers do? They're over the line again once more with Lakovitz. Lakovitz gets it over for Weaver. Weaver will float it. Blocked off a Panthers body. Kept in by Weaver. Down low for Francis. Shot from Loynes. Trying to let go from the wheelhouse. Then throwing back towards goal. Francis with the opportunity. Thrown and saved by Doyle again. Still not clear from the Steelers. Down low with Francis. Steelers throwing themselves to the ice. It's in close. Loose to the back post. Panthers can't get it away, and then Salters takes a swipe. And down goes the Steelers man, and this will be a penalty against Panthers that will negate the final second of the penalty and then put Sheffield on the power play.
Sponsors are solutions to accounting. Think business software. Think solutions. Panthers Christmas One Quiz is at the travel location in on December 12th. Enter a team of 4 for just £12 and get the heat halfway.
So Sheffield about to get Phillips out of the box. Salters will then sit for a minute 59. And the team swap power play chances again. Sheffield win the draw. It's Dowd. His pass is deflected. Bounces off the cover to one side. And out of play.
For slashing, Panthers 24, 2 minutes for slashing. Penalty timed at 31 minutes and 6 seconds. 3-1-0-6.
Please keep your eye on the puck at all times with power.
Fired down the ice by Nottingham. Good start to the kill. It's going to be picked up by Callis. Callis chases into the corner. Just eats up a few seconds, tries to get it clear. Intercepted by the Steelers, and they will bring it away. On the far side, dropped in for Dowd. Shot blocked by Callis, the new signing. Cleared down the ice. Ligui for the Steelers. Starts it off down the left-hand side. Lakovitz back chasing. Got a stick on it. Benedict is back there as well. Puck will bounce for Lakovitz. Stuck under the official's legs. Benedict goes fishing for it again and wins it. Nottingham can't get it out. Sheffield keep it in. Shot from the far side. Takes a couple of deflections and goes wide. Now Sheffield to try and get set. Down low, man in the back post, playing in front, through the legs and in. Sheffield the level, goal on the power play. And it looks like Rob Sirianni, the man who will claim it. Tough break for the boys, Bo.
Yeah, like that was a bouncing play, and Sirianni made a really good move close to the net, and he took his own rebound. But it's 1-1.
So we've had a shorthanded goal and now a power play goal. Both events that happen on the Sheffield power play. And the game tied at 1. Sirianni is given the goal. Down with the assist. Phillips chips in into the zone. Norton is back there, missed by a couple of men. We'll come back for the corner again. Norton goes across once more. Blocks it with the feet. Then Murray tries to tie up his man. Norton puts the big hit on. Has the puck taken away from him, loses his footing, gets back there. It's batted out of play. Sheffield bench appeal enthusiastically. And it's going to be given. Panthers will go back to the kill. Tom Norton it is, a delay of game call.
Solutions for accounting. Think business software. Think solutions. And RHPS support the Panthers specialist penalty kill unit. Time to dig deep, Nottingham. Who's here with the Panthers?
Quick hands from Jensen, get it out of the zone. Langley starts it off for the Steelers. Nottingham get across and clear it with Lee. 20 seconds already gone on the penalty. It's behind Doyle's net. Here's Baldwin over the line, offside. Important time of the game, this, Bo?
Yeah, like it would be nice if the Panther killed that one, and after that go play 5-on-5 for a bit. I think a Panther is going to advantage playing 5-on-5. So let's set off the box.
How much does it interrupt the rhythm when you're not playing much 5-on-5? Because there's not been a lot in this game.
Yeah, like the rhythm, it's hard, and especially like for those guys who are not playing on a penalty killing or power play, it's kind of a long game for them.
Chipped out of play again. A lot of new faces in the Panthers lineup as well. As Neil Conway throws another empty bottle towards the Panthers bench, which presumably someone will collect. Eventually they will. At the moment, the only noise coming from the Steelers fans. Nice play from Francis. Snaps it towards goal. Loose side of the net. Went for it on the short side. Then Francis and Lakovic collide. Penalty's going to go against the Steelers. Francis is down. Back on his feet. Looks a little bit shaken as he makes his way off. Francis doesn't look in a great way as he goes off. Holding that left leg. See that one, Bo?
No, I missed it.
Well, collision behind the net. Looks like Francis may well have gone straight down the... well, he's certainly gone to the end of the corridor. Just having a look. It's not gone too far though. So we're 4-on-4 for a minute and 8 seconds, and then Nottingham getting the man back. In the meantime, Ryan's going to win the draw, but it's chipped and taken clear by Langley. He will continue to drive towards the zone. Charging is the call against the Steelers. It's against Drew Fatter. Here comes Mackler for Nottingham, banks it off the boards. So behind Ryan, he picks it up eventually. Gives it back to Mackler again. Spins it in on the backhand. Clark will go looking for it. Nice pass off the boards for Le Gouy. Le Gouy puts the brakes on at the hash marks. Langley then tries to go around Benedict. Benny stays with him. It's backhanded around the zone. Clark to chase. Weaver there in the corner as well, up against Baldwin. Puck squirts free. Benedict has it. Has to get it clear and will. Backhanded back in by the Steelers. That'll do it on the penalty to Tom Norton, who jumps out of the box and gets the legs going down the ice. Panthers get a 5-on-4 opportunity. It's Francis. Pass intercepted. Not too much damage done as Nottingham keep possession. It's with Weaver. Ahead for Salters. Salters wraps it around. Lakovitz to get the legs going and chase it down. Sheffield help it as clear as far as Salters. Francis for Nottingham. Only 20 seconds on the penalty. Francis has Lakovitz at the back post. Up for Weaver. Offside at the blue line. Good job as well, as Sheffield might have been away.
Come on, Panthers fans, put your hands together. You all know this one.
So tell us about the work you do with the juniors.
Basically, I'm just trying to make them smarter around the net, like increase their scoring chances, what to do if the puck comes in front of the net, and just where to go if they get a point shot, just to help them, because the hockey where I live is not very big, so they need help.
They're learning?
Yeah, slowly, but they'll get there.
Here's Callis behind the net. We're back to 5-on-5, by the way. It's Clark. Throws the brakes on. Leaves the Steelers man floundering, then throws it towards goal. Gloved by Doyle. It was Thomas, I think, who completely lost his footing and went down. Steelers win the draw. Boxall is held up by Langley. It's cleared out the zone. It's beyond Benedict. Lee will get back there for Nottingham. Backhands it for Benny. Lloyd's lost the stick, retrieves it. It's into the Nottingham zone. Conway plays it, backhands it around. Comes for the Steelers, throwing quickly towards goal, deflects behind the net. Benedict separates man from puck, but the Steelers will jump on it. It's with Dowd, quick feet behind the net, trying to play it in front from Sirianni. We'll get it again on the half boards. Good play this from Sheffield. Steve Lee directs traffic. Boxall goes chasing behind the net, wins the puck. Now what can he do with it, Jonathan Boxall? He'll drive it ahead. Loynes fires it into the corner. Panthers go for the line change. Sheffield trying to catch them out with Gertson. Mackler watches him all the way. Gets his stick down in the passing lane as well. And clears it out the zone. 2:30 to go in the second. 1-1 the score. Here's Le Gouy for the Steelers. Snaps it ahead. Conway will get it and glove it down.
Two minutes, 21 seconds remain in the second period. With first-class holidays, explore Canada with first-class holidays.
Panthers can't get it out the zone. Pressure from Mackler on the puck. He'll chase behind the net. Throwing back towards goal by the Steelers. Good smart stop by Conway again. Then backhanded clear by Francis, who will chase. Lakovic chasing down on it. Might come for Salters. Almost came for Francis. Then Salters over skates. And Panthers have to scramble back the other way. Partial break. In on Conway. Shot is wide of the net. Arm is up from the official. What do we have?
I don't know. He doesn't know, I think. I think he's going to give...
It was Phillips who scampered through and got a bit of pace.
2 minutes tripping.
And it was Weaver who, getting back, is called for the infraction. It had been far too long since we'd had a penalty. So Sheffield with the extra man again. Face off to the right of Conway. Steelers win it. It's quickly over for Legui, who has time. Blocked away by Conway. Good stop. Confirmation of the penalty. Steelers have possession. Shot deflected by Nottingham. Ryan is chasing his man all the way back. Then Mackler jumps in and puts him on the floor. Arm is up straight away from the referee. It was clumsy from Mackler. And the Steelers player has gone down and stayed down, and Mackler will go to the box, and that doesn't look good.
Sponsors, Solutions for Accounting, Big Sage Software, Think Solutions.
Five-minute up on the board for Mackler. And 5+ game is the penalty for Mackler. Nottingham lose another defenseman. I'm not sure who's hurt for the Steelers. Is that Dowd? Yeah, it's Robert Dowd, the GB star, who's gone down, stayed down. And there's Dowd on the bench just talking to the trainer.
Put your hands together. Time the extra men on the ice.
So an extended 5-on-3 for Sheffield, although the end of the period should interrupt that. Puck is dropped and cleared by Nottingham all the way down the ice. Doyle watches it go past the net and then controls. Here comes Sheffield. Sirianni near side. Legui is there for the drop. It's attempted to be played around the back. Intercepted by Lynn Loynes. He will drive it clear and hit the red line and drop it in and go looking for it himself. Langley is dispossessed. Then he's going to skip away from Lakovic, although he spins away from trouble. Stick from behind all the way in, arm is up from the official, and the Steelers pick it up, and then it's flipped out of play. And I think referee Hicks just making the point. It was again and again and again. And Di Charisma will
Who's
sit.
the ref?
Mike Hicks tonight, Bo.
He said his name on the back.
No, it says Mo Officials on the back for the
I got
Movember.
it. I was wondering. Like, I didn't read the name of it, but
Do you ever go in for Movember?
no, I never did it.
Me either. So the penalty situation, complicated as always in this game. It's 4-on-3. It's dropped early by the linesman. Not the first time we've seen that tonight. It means the Steelers can bring it clear, pretty much unopposed. Chipped ahead, intercepted by Francis, and that sends the Steelers offside.
Penalty time at 39 minutes, 12 seconds. 3-9-1-2.
Face off won by Francis. Knocked clear up to the red line. Here's Langlaise wheeling his way around at the zone. Jumps over the blue line now. Steelers in the Nottingham end. They've got 20 seconds to try and take the lead in this game. It's Langlaise. Attempted play across the front of the Panthers slot. Deflected behind into the corner. Le Gui might get one more chance. Here's Langlaise. Back to Le Gui. Blocked by Steve Lee again. Lost his stick in the process, and that will do us for the second. Just the single goal again. Ended to Panthers 1, Steelers 1.
Score at the end of the second period. Inside Rapids Visitors lead the game, sponsored by First Class Holidays. Sport Canada with First Class Holidays.
The players will be back after this short message from our headline sponsor. We know it's interrupting the interesting bit, but bear with us. We think you'll like this. Do you have a mortgage? Are you thinking about getting on the property ladder? Would you like to check if you could pay less on your monthly repayments? Then why not talk to Nottingham Mortgage Services? When you get mortgage advice from us, we won't just find you deals offered by only one lender. We search thousands of mortgages from over 60 lenders to find the right deal for you. Visit thenottingham.com to find out more or request a callback. Everything can be done from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Now back to the Nottingham Panthers.
Over 6,900 in to see. Panthers being outshot 30-21 at the moment, but that's to be expected when you're on the penalty kill so much. They're bound to rain the shots in. Panthers playing well, Sheffield doing well. Panthers by far the better team in the first period, mainly the penalty kill unit, because they were mostly on the ice. And we took the lead with that cracking short-handed goal when Franny turned in from Lacko. In 10 seconds time, Weaver comes out of the box and we go 4-on-4. Third period action, tied at 1, sponsored by First Class Holidays. This is a big period. Panthers have lost 3 in a row going into this one. 4 if you count the testimonial. 1912 score, I think that one was. But here we go. Steelers on the power play. Then we get one man back. Now it's 4-on-4.
4-on-4 as Weaver steps across, gives Gertson a bit of attention. It's going to come for Francis, one-on-one with the defenseman. Lets it go. Doyle makes the stop. And then Francis is ridden into the net afterwards, wants no part of it, and skates away from Fata.
And sadly, neither do the referees, because the whistle had gone. Fata had no right to push him deliberately into the goal. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Stone cold, but the referee seems to have one on him about this today. He's got a monk on him.
Brent Henley just popped up down on the far side, hiding behind a curtain as he watches on.
Well, we've watched that one, haven't we? Now, I mean, obviously the people listening to us have had the opportunity to rewind the DVDs, but we've now had an opportunity to watch it It's two heavyweights. One's chirping. Are we going? If you watch it slowed down, Spencer throws the first punch.
Yep.
Then he doesn't throw any more, and Brent spanks him.
Good work by Loynes.
But it doesn't really throw a lot on the floor. You know, when the guy's gone down.
Loynes is chopped down to the ice, and this will be a penalty against the Steelers. Loynes did really well to protect the puck, work it in on the backhand, and then after Doyle had made the save, hacked to the ice. Steelers will have another man go to the box.
Well, he's kind of balancing the books now, and boy, we could do with a power play goal here, couldn't we? Because I mean, it would be great for the sport, never mind the Panthers. Obviously, it'd be great for us if we could sneak something out of this game, despite the injuries, despite having two key defensemen thrown out. If we sneak something in and we split these games this weekend, you know, the whole title race with the way the scores have gone this weekend, you know, with Edinburgh beating Belfast, and the other one was a cup game. I thought it was a league game, 5 beat Dundee, but at least it showed they can. You know, and then Hull won at Braehead. That was a league game.
Panthers win the draw, get it back to the point. It's Weaver, lets it go, Doyle makes the stop.
He's got such a bullet on him, hasn't he, John Weaver? Because it's not a huge backlift, but it's got steam on it. You know, it's smoking when it gets to the net. He could have fumbled that. The boys were there looking for rebounds. I like the way the boys are playing at the moment. I like the way they've played tonight. I just hope we get some bounces, get some breaks, and can do things like convert this power play.
We'll wait and see, by the way, if Rob Dowder reappears for the Steelers. Got hurt when he was hitting the second. We'll wait and see. Here's Weaver. Now Clark. They'll swap positions. Clark gives it back for Weaver. Now down low with Benedict for Weaver. Through traffic, bouncing around. Doyle can't find it. Panthers man goes down, then a second goes down. This will be more penalties against the Steelers. It was Callis trying to find it. And the legs were taken out from underneath him.
Well, this run of minor penalties is going to help the Panthers, because the 2:32 still to go on Makela's penalty is a major. That has to run its course. So we are now going to get 1:34 from now of 5-on-3. Because in 14 seconds, Steelers would have got a man back, but they're not going to get him back now.
Steelers with the draw. And bank it off the glass and into the crowd.
Well, the fans are screaming for a penalty, giving the signal it came straight in off the glass. The irony is they don't understand.
They've got the signal right.
Because my complaint about the call against Tom Norton on the far side was two guys swung their sticks.
Yeah.
They connected at the same time. That's what squirted the puck into the air. You
Here's
can't say
Lakovitz.
that was off one
Murray
stick
with
and
the
not
shot.
the other.
Went through traffic. Francis picks it up. Back for Murray. Lakovitz is over on the far side. Has Murray got a cage on, by the way? Here's Chris Murray. He did take a stick up high in the first. Murray. Valakovic lets it go. Doyle makes the stop with Salters in front. Pretty sure
Murray,
that is a cage on Murray.
Yeah, he's wearing a bubble on front.
Well, he was caught in the... it may have been the second period. He was caught with a stick just down low.
Well, he's got to continue even if he needs stitching and whatever.
Yep.
Take a paracetamol, son, and get out there, because we've lost Henley, we've lost Makela. Tom Norton's playing a regular shift on D. Benny can't play both places, forward and defence.
Puck is caught in the legs. Panthers get it free. Here's Ryan.
Still lots of time on the 5-on-3, but boy, do we need it to count.
Now Jensen. Lee, back to Jensen. Over the far side for Ryan! Shoots, scores! Panthers on the power play, retake the lead against Sheffield.
Super play by the GMB Panthers, working the two-man advantage, being patient. Tick, tack, toe, back of the net. Matt Ryan sizzled one low on keeper Frank Doyle. Panthers scored short-handed in the first. They've scored on a double power play now to regain the lead. It's going to be a long 18 minutes and 19 seconds. Short staff with the sendings off and the injuries, but they've given themselves a chance, and the fans are raising the roof. The louder the roar, the bigger the score. And if you do the mathematics on the board, for 1 minute 32, it's 4 on 4, and then Panthers will only have a few seconds on the back of that. Oh, misdirect.
Lucky bounce for the Steelers. Here's Gertson. Went for it short side. Conway did well. So, by the way, did David Clark back defending. And then there's a block from Weaver, who's hurt as he makes the stop. Has to try and get back to his feet. Puck goes out of play. Weaver is really hurting. I think
Baldwin is not my kind of player.
I think someone's been hitting the crowd as well, so I hope that they're all right out on the far side, just being taken off by the stewards. Weaver, in the meantime.
But Baldwin was having a go at Chris Murray there, and he's having to wear a mask because of an earlier injury. Now Weaver's copped for at least a Charlie horse there, hit him on the side of the pad. Hope it's nothing too serious, hope he can walk it off. Physio Scott Poundle's with him, but he's bent over, he's in agony. That would be 3 defensemen down.
Just going to say, you ever played
We only started with 5.
You ever played defence, Gary? Do you fancy it?
I was a utility player. No, I was. I just played wherever I ended up on the ice in rec hockey.
Panthers trying to help it down the ice. Intercepted by the Steelers, who bring it into the zone. Check is from Benedict. Slung down the ice. Langley just about got the leg in the way. Did well to deflect it. They're 4 on 4.
But if he deflected it, how could we be offside anyway?
I never understand it. Sheffield over the line. Lee kicks it out of danger. It's picked up by Lakovitz. Will go behind the net.
So mature, Bobby Lakovitz now. Little chips off the back of the net, little chips off the board, going to get it himself. Playing quite tough for a kid his size.
Drop for Francis. Lakovitz was held up, tied up as he went toward the net. Nothing given. Weaver is now making his way down the tunnel. I think just trying to test putting some weight on it, although it looks like he may have gone to the locker room. Here's Jensen. Jumps on the loose puck, flings it clear to Murray.
Steelers got the power play in 5.
Murray tried to play it in for Jensen at the blue line. Here comes Le Gui for the Steelers.
But they've only got 15 seconds of man advantage now.
Yeah, that penalty against Makela largely negated. Here comes Jensen down the near side, trying to intercept, but it's Phillips to bring it into the zone, the former Steelers captain. Pressure on the puck from Nottingham. Squirted clear by the Steelers. Panthers back to full strength. Steelers with possession though. Boxall is the man in front. Check from Jensen. Ryan goes behind the net. Boxall puts his man on the floor.
Loins
Ryan
dropped him,
in the end.
and Le Gui slashes him, then tries to hit him on the back of the legs there.
Then Jensen and Phillips involved.
I'd like to see that one if it went, but we can't afford to lose any more bodies right now. We just can't afford the bodies. This is going to be a great escape for the GMB Panthers.
Fatter having words with Boxall behind the play as well.
I'd go. My money's on Boxy. My money's on Boxy in that one.
Jonathan Boxall staying on the ice.
Boxy's going to have to get shifts up front so Brandon Benedict can go back on D and help out the boys at the back. Weaver's still pacing up and down behind. Hopefully the Mackham can carry on.
Panthers do enough on the draw. It's Ryan's loins rather to drive it clear. Here's Jensen. Jensen tries to go around on the backhand, tries to stuff it near side, and then Ryan is ran into the netminder again. Whistle goes eventually.
The net's off its move. I like Langley. He's only a little lad. But you don't have to cross-check Matt Ryan in the back when he's hanging over the back of the net. Even if you don't get much contact on it, it's cheap. I tell you what, we've only had 2 goals tonight, Owen, but we've had 2 cracking goals from the Panthers. 2, dare I say it, sexy goals from Nielsen Hockey.
Are you the man behind that account?
No, I never came up with that phrase. I come to the chat show on Tuesday night. It'll have been by the time people hear us.
You know what? I don't know. I might be doing some notes for Asiago.
Nah, we'll make some notes at the chat show. I'll put you on the guest list.
I'll have a word with you after. I should be able to make it as the puck comes out of play.
Bring your girlfriend.
She's at work. She works late. Although she enjoyed the testimonial immensely.
Did she?
To the point where she might come to an actual game. She doesn't like hockey very much, for those who have no idea what I'm talking about.
She does know that testimonials aren't like.
Well,
what
she
it's normally
liked
like.
the bit when the kids were fighting. So
All right, yeah.
told her that doesn't really happen regularly. Doyle is going to get the glove down. Are we all set for Asiago?
No, you deal with Italy.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You send an email, and if you're lucky, in 3 weeks they'll write to you and say, "We'll get back to you next week." I mean, Werns was telling me, Eric Werner, he was involved in that awful incident when in Milan on Rob Wilson's team when they were attacked by the crowd. And they were trying to set fire to them. They were coming in with woods and sticks. They were wearing balaclava masks. They were, doing everything they could. Absolute hooliganism. And the Italian Federation did so little about it. The following week, another team went in there, and the same fans, arm round his head.
And the penalty's going to be called, by the way, against the Steelers, I think.
Yeah, it is. Got to be. He wrapped his arm round Stevie Lee's head and ran him into the boards. That is not holding, it's boarding. Because Stevie Lee had no way of protecting himself and stopping himself going into the boards.
It's Phil Hill's going to go to the box.
And the following week, after Werns lot had been attacked and literally thought they might die, because there was, whatever they're called, coming in masks, armed with stakes.
The ultras.
Yeah, that's them. The following week, the visiting team's fans bus was set on fire.
Some slashing behind the play with Matt Ryan.
It'll be Mark Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. Panthers win the draw. Jensen wins it really well. Good to see Weaver back out there for Nottingham.
Yeah.
Dribbles it ahead for Callis. Wraps it around. Doyle to play it. Matt Ryan's looked great tonight.
I think the old man from Sunderland might limp a bit tomorrow, but for now he's got 15 minutes of work to do. Came to Cirque Soleil last week, same show I went to. Enjoyed himself immensely, him and Lindsay. It was a great show. I thought you were there. I thought I saw you on the stage.
I've been on the stage for a while, Gary. Callis blows a tyre, lost the puck. Sirianni fires it over to the far side. He carries Mo into the zone, shoots well wide. Looking for a teammate at halfway, and it's Spencer.
Hadn't really read the play there, Spencer, had he?
Panthers jump on it. It's Weaver. Weaver into the zone. Has Callis. Lets the shot away, deflected wide. Weaver is the man deep chasing. Puck is loose, side of the net. Bodies collide. Callis can't find it. Now it's Lakovitz. Up for Loins. Loins back to Lacko. Shoots. Off a body. Will come for Loins. Over for the far side for Francis. Looks for the shot. Callis just had it drop off the toe of the blade. Steelers have got a man without a stick in the middle of it all.
Well, he tied one of our guys up and kind of half hauled him out over the line.
Here's Lakovitz, fires it around the boards. Francis is the man who will chase. Sheffield get there. Francis puts the big check on. But the Steelers can recover, get to the puck, clear it out.
One more kick of the cat, 30 seconds to go on the power play for the Panthers. This match is sponsored by First Class Holidays.
Lacko leaves it for Murray. Murray up to the far blue line. It's intercepted by the Steelers man, but Murray gets to it again. Dumps it in for Salters to chase. Sheffield can't clear it. It's Clark. Can't get a stick on the puck.
Just couldn't get the anchors on in time, could he, to get momentum on it.
Now
Here we
here's
go.
Francis. Salters ahead of him. Salters backhand. Loose puck. Turned in. Panthers have a 2-goal lead. Salters may have got the final touch, and Nottingham convert right at the end of the power play and lead by 3-1.
Through sheer bad luck, the play had broken down. David Clark couldn't get the brakes on to get control to send us in. We regrouped. Murray sent us in. We got lucky. Francis and Salters steamed the net. Last touch, flicked over Frank Doyle. Now Panthers have a 2-goal cushion. It's 3-1 Nottingham with 13:26 to go. Backs to the wall time. How many times does it happen? I've seen some of the best Panthers performances from short-handed teams. I've seen us go to places with 2 16 and 17-year-olds on the wing and a bloke with a busted thumb trying to look after them because he was a veteran at 19. And we've come away with points and just a load of credit. Now we need another one of those nights.
Salters is going to be given the goal. I wouldn't be surprised if that bounced off a Sheffield player and went in.
Well, he did it because Salters was there, so he deserves the credit.
Ryan's going to go to the box, adjudged to have tied up his man illegally as he went towards the play. Whistle goes with Sheffield still in possession. Benedict isn't happy with the call. Ryan not happy either.
It's going to be a long 13 miles home. What do you reckon's 13 miles away? Derby? Derby's about 13 miles away.
Probably.
Okay.
I should know the amount I do that trip.
All right, target number 1. Let's get to the outskirts of Chaddesden on this shift.
Nobody wants to be on the outskirts of Chad. Steelers with the power play opportunity. Ryan goes for hooking. Good pressure from Jensen. Steelers working over. And then Jensen again with the stick. Intercepts, at least for the moment. Sheffield keep it moving. Up for Langley. Over for Sirianni near side. Sirianni picks it up again. Drives hard to the net. Puck is loose under a whole heap of bodies. Conway can't find it. Does find it. Whistle goes. Langley slinging his stick towards the linesman as he went back toward the play.
Huge kill again, but we've been doing some big kills so far tonight.
Conway gives Jonathan Weaver a big tap for his contribution there.
He's favouring his leg as he slides off the ice. And he's limping as soon as he gets off the ice, but he's a warrior. He might turn to a pile of dust when he gets hit, according to the coach. We might have to wrap him in cotton wool at training. But Bo, it's an exciting finale.
Pardon me, Gary?
I said it's an exciting finale in store here.
Yes, it's good for everybody. That was a great goal by Salty, and hopefully the Panthers will keep going, and the Steelers won't score anymore.
I was seeing a lot more from this guy tonight than we saw in Sheffield. He's getting used to it. He's getting fitter. He's getting better. Did the coach make the right choice, leaving Capraro out and leaving putting Callis in?
I think that'll depend on the final score, won't it?
I think you can make that call now after nearly 50 minutes.
He's contributed an awful lot, Callis. Not been on a great deal, but he's out there on the kill now. He's already squeezed it out the zone once. Shot comes in from the Steelers.
Big save.
Blocked away by Conway. Here's Sirianni. Gertson drifts up from the red line. Will get it back. Shot is padded by Conway and cleared away as far as Francis. Now Callis might try to go with him. Francis gets over the line. Callis is there with him but can't get the puck. Francis jumps on it once more. And he'll
20 seconds to go on it.
Loose. And Laguida chase it away. Up against Weaver. He's practically on one leg at this point, John Weaver, but he wins the puck regardless. Murray then gets across to it. Can't clear it out. And Sheffield's standing feet is not good, and Panthers had a man away at the far side. It was Clark who was lurking. Here comes Sheffield over the line again. Penalty expires, and Clark picks it up, and Ryan's away, but it can't get the puck to him.
Great job by Fata. Great hand-eye coordination, as they say. Took it out of mid-air about chest height. Otherwise, Matt Ryan was away to the races. And I don't mean the dogs down at Colic.
Backhanded in by Clark. Boxer will chase. Matt Ryan will chase.
10.5 minutes to go. Panthers lead 3-1.
Cleared all the way down the ice. That'll be icing when Lee gets there, which he does.
What a game Steve Lee's had tonight. I know a lot of the guys have had big games tonight. Matt Ryan, awesome. Callis coming into his own. Jensen, what a great game he's had. Conway, what a great game he's had. Murray battling through it and getting stuck in. Henley setting the tone. This is our Barney. If you're going to lie down and play dead, that's cheap, whatever. But Stevie Lee for me. He's blocked at least 5 shots tonight, if not 6 on his own. We just had Lacko blocking a shot and then trying to latch onto it. Just wouldn't settle for him. But Panthers have blocked shots tonight. That's shown the passion. That epitomises Panthers hockey when guys will put their bodies on the line to block shots.
Here's Jensen. Bit of space for him. Went for it short side. Loins then finishes a hit. Another one who's been good tonight. Benedict thrown towards goal.
Oh, Benny's always good, and he always works hard, and he has to adjust from forward to back and what have you. It's not a natural thing that he can do.
And Jensen comes across, puts his man on the floor. Benedict is there as well. Now it's Conway, wraps it around the boards in front of the Steelers bench.
We're in the last 10.
Panthers go for the change. Sheffield do the same. They'll wrap it around the boards. Conway plays it, does well. Here's Murray. Bit of time as he steps things out. Lakovic is making ground on the far side. The pass is intended for him. He'll skate onto it.
Forechecking not there from Sheffield at the moment. I don't know if it's because they've run out of steam, but Murray was allowed to carry it all the way out and over halfway.
Lakovic up for Murray. Went for the shot, redirected. And
Doyle
in the body of Doyle.
him. Super tip from right in front from Bobby Lakovic. And Doyle got down to it, but he wasn't sure where it was. He might be studying a master's degree, but he couldn't fathom that one out.
Just about wins it. It's going to be picked up by Murray. Blinked it towards goal and turned in. And it might have been Callis on the redirect. But Panthers lead by 4 goals to 1 and have less than 10 minutes to go.
Blast, blast, blast. Float one. Float one. Little tip. Don't know whether he got one or a redirect or whatever. But Doyle, who's been dealing with the blast, suddenly had the slow motion ball. It's like the fast bowler who takes 10 miles an hour off it and it catches your edge. Panthers are now 3 goals to the good with 9 miles and 23 seconds to go. I'm going to leave Bo to sign off. We don't know when we're going to see him again. Oh, and thank you for doing commentary. My thanks as ever to Steve Wilkinson, our match sponsor. Look at Spencer having a go at Robert Lakovic, and Lacko gave him a shot back. Good for you, Bobby. That summed us up tonight. That little play there has summed us up. Spencer, who faked the injury after the fight he asked for, went wrong. How embarrassing for a tough guy to get so badly battered, especially at your arch rivals. That's embarrassing. And then Panthers have come good. So I'm going to shoot off because I've got to say hello and bye-bye to a few people. I'm going to leave you with David Alexander Beauregard. We don't know when we'll next see you.
Panthers win the draw. It's back with Steve Lee. Been very impressive tonight. Gets a big shot after the play from Spencer. Then Loynes battles. Jensen puts it deep. Jensen then gets a shove after the play. This is chippy and nasty. Fired down the ice, controlled by Benedict. Here's Boxall to drive it away. Spencer finishes him off and will go to the box for it as well. Looked like he got the elbow up as Loynes finishes his hip, then he's rammed into the balls as well. Now Jensen involved with Spencer. Lee comes across as well. And now Fatter from behind the play on Spencer. Fatter wants to go. Jensen not interested. Spencer goes to the box. Boys doing well to keep their heads, Bo. Now Jensen involved with Hewitt as I say that. Lee involved still.
Anyone here with Joe Jensen and the GMB Panthers?
Jensen still trying to square off, or rather the Steelers players trying to square off. Jensen giving it the fake. Fatter's got the gloves off. Fatter wants to go. Jensen not interested. Jensen's going to go to the box. Fatter's going to go as well. What do you make of that, Bo?
I'm not sure. It's always fun to see, though.
At this stage of the game, 3 goals down Sheffield. Who does this help more, do you think?
Yeah, with 8 minutes left. No points for the Panthers to do anything.
Well, the penalty to Spencer is so far the only one on the board. Here we go. Spencer, 2 minutes for tripping, which is a weird one. Elbow for me, but there you go. Fatter and Jensen Both get 2 minutes for roughing.
Panthers 6 and 2 minutes each for roughing. All those penalties tied at 51 minutes, 14 seconds, 5-1 on 4. The penalties to Drew Matter and Joe Jensen are coincidental and will not show on the clock.
So Panthers 5-on-4, one more goal you would think would kill this game. And they win the draw. It's back with Weaver, who has it open up in front of him. Shoots towards goal, deflected into the corner for Callis. Not sure if he was given the last goal or not, but here it is with Weaver. Over for Ryan. Weaver wants it back. Lets it go. Straight into the body of Gertz and he blocks it. Then goes straight for Weaver. Arm is up from the referee. And it's against. Nottingham against Weaver. I did not understand that one.
I think it was a good call on interference.
Well, Weaver will go for a sip. So, of course, that negates the penalty against Sheffield. We'll go 4-on-4 for the next minute 39.
Seconds remain in the third period with first-class holidays. Explore Canada with first-class holidays. Any noise for the Panthers?
Penalty to Panthers number 14, Jonathan Weaver. 2 minutes for a high stick.
High stick, the call against Weaver.
2 minutes for a high stick.
Sheffield missed the puck. It's Benedict. Springs Francis. Partial break. Francis in on goal. Shoots and scores between the legs. That will ice the game. Panthers lead by 5-1. That is textbook from Matt Francis. A finish you'd have been proud of, Bo.
What a goal.
And with 8 minutes and 7 seconds to go, that is the cue for the Steelers fans to begin to depart.
All for Panthers, second of the game, 15th of the season for number 17, Matt.
8 minutes to go. Panthers 5, Steelers 1. Francis from Murray, the score. Callis battles in the corner. It's chipped clear. Here come the Steelers over the blue line. Offside at the blue line. Francis helps it ahead. Salters might get to this one first, he will. Throws the brakes on, has Ryan going deep. Nice interchange, gives it back for Matt Ryan. Slides towards goal. Doyle makes the stop, was under the pads. Quick whistle to calm things down as much as anything. Seven and a half to go. It's still 4-on-4. Steelers are going to get a short power play once the penalty to Weaver comes to an end. But they have to find 4 goals from somewhere. Thomas can't clear the zone. Callis chasing down. It's back with Murray. Gets it over for Clark. Clark helps it back into the zone and Nottingham will try to go again. Callis to chase it down. Murray steps in. Puck springs clear. Murray and the Steelers man both go down. A bit of a miscontrol by Benedict, but Murray will pick it up, skate it clear. That's with Clark. Over for Benedict. Benedict to drive forward. Blast from distance, controlled by Doyle. Sheffield back to full strength with 15 seconds of power play time. Is it enough for them to get something on the board? It won't be with passes like that. A loose one, picked up by Steve Lee. Chance of chicken again.
Panthers back to full strength.
Panthers back to full strength as Conway knocks it clear. Sheffield can't keep it in the zone. It's going to be helped ahead for Francis. Francis drives down at centre ice, trying to dance through a couple of players. Then Salters comes across and wins the puck. It's Lakovitz. He's put down by Spencer. Lakovitz gives him a tap after the play. Salters ties him up. Now he's Lakovitz at centre ice on the Panthers logo. We'll watch Salters and Spencer behind the play. Helped head for Francis. Fires it cross ice. Boxhill to chase it down. Boxhill will get there, does well. Backhanded in for Salters to chase. Salters picks it up. Back for Norton. Norton wraps it deep for Boxhill. Boxhill keeps it moving. This is good from Nottingham. It's up for Weaver. Weaver works it all the way around. Sheffield get it clear and out of the zone, but Nottingham keep possession. It's back with Weaver, who will go all the way back. Norton lost the helmet in the middle of it, so he'll go to the bench without a lid as Ryan picks it up on the near side. Cross ice dump for Clark to chase. Clark ties up his man. Jensen to scramble and try and get there. Intercepted by Sheffield, who bring it away centre ice. Baldwin starts it off. Have a trailing man. Can't quite get his stick sorted. It's loose in front. Conway gets down and gets the whistle as well. And after the play, Jensen has been jumped by not sure who for the Steelers. The name bar completely distorted. Is that Hewitt for the Steelers? Jumped Jensen after the play.
Just an update on the score. The GMB Nottingham Panthers 5. The Sheffield Steelers 1.
It's been a busy night for Joe Jensen. Well, I'm not sure if we'll have caught the start of that one on the tape, Steve, or not. Jensen and Hewitt keep going. Tell me about the emotions, Bo, in a game like this at this stage.
Yeah, just frustration on the Sheffield side. Like, they're down by 4 goals with 5 minutes left. So hopefully, like, no one's gonna get hurt on the Panthers side because the game is over right now. So
is that a worry, a genuine worry?
No, it's over.
I mean, do you worry about getting hurt out there in instances like this, situations like this?
Not really, but everybody have to be careful, like watch their back.
And now Hewitt, who has parting words for Jensen, will go to the locker room early as well.
Everybody all together.
The Steelers first team Jason Hewitt receives a 2 plus 10 instigator penalty and 5 minutes for fighting.
So Hewitt gets the instigator, which does him for the game. Jensen gets 5 for fighting. Fighting seems a bit generous, I think, there from the officials. The upshot is that Nottingham will get another 5-on-4 with 4 minutes 46 seconds to go. And Nell, who has done not much than sit in the box, will sit in the box once more. Thrown towards goal by Nottingham. It's behind the net, side of the net. Loynes trying to find it. Loynes shoved off it, goes down. Puck isn't out the zone. Thrown back towards goal. Sheffield man has lost his stick in the clash as well. Here's Loynes, back post. Francis shoots and scores. And if there was any doubt before, that will do it. Panthers 6, Steelers 1. Hat-trick from Matt Francis. What a night he's had. Thrown towards goal by Ryan. Attempted tip by Boxall. It's going to be picked up by Callis. Up for Norton. Lets the blast go. Deflected by the Sheffield legs. Cleared away by Callis. Norton will chase in and go deep. Sheffield will fling it clear and down the ice. Chipped clear and down the ice by Nottingham. Sheffield have it. 3:30 to go. What impact can they make, if any? Lee will chase it. Bumps bodies with Gertson. Benedict flicks it clear. Salters helps it ahead. Goes through Fatter. It's going to be picked up by Lacko. Man in front is Francis. Swiped at it. Couldn't get it out of midair. Back with Benedict. Ahead for Salters. Rolls it over the stick. Steelers over the line. Spencer thrown towards goal. Weaver got the leg down to block. And then we'll pick up the loose one as well. And will drive clear. Salters helps it in. Doyle dribbles it into the corner. Picked up by Lakovitz, held up by 2 Steelers men. Now it's Salters. Nottingham happy to go through the motions at this point. Salters battles with his man on the boards. Ahead for Ryan. Puck skips off the surface and out of play. And Dan Green's going to get a bit of time in net. Conway acknowledges the crowd on his way off. Here comes Sheffield, jumped on by Legui. Shot towards goal is blocked by Green. Loose puck, Sheffield still trying to find a way through. We're inside the final 2 as Nottingham clear. Loose puck at the Panthers blue line, knocked clear by Nottingham. Here's Green. For Norton behind the net. Here comes Francis, loses it, thrown towards goal, saved by Green, whose every save is greeted with a warm round of applause. Fight over the far side for Francis, who already has 3 tonight. Tried to take it away from Langley, might do it second time. Francis on the backhand for Salters. Has Callis with him, up for Benedict. Benedict thrown, looking for the tip, wide side of the net, minute to go. Benedict went down the ice, picks it up second time, backhands it around for Lee. Lee helps it away out of trouble, and the crowd will start to count it down. Steelers offside at the line, 30 seconds to go or so. Bo, great to have you back. Give us your thoughts on tonight.
Yeah, that was a one-way game. Like the first period was kind of a tight game. After that, it's a one-way Panthers. So great home win in front of a big crowd. So it's always nice to see.
And good to have been back.
Oh, it's awesome. Like you know what? Like I miss being here. I miss the game, but it's part of life. So I have no regrets. I had 3 memorable years here in town, and I will never forget.
Well, Bo, welcome back anytime in Nottingham.
Thank you very much.
And welcome back anytime in the commentary box as well. 30 seconds to go in the game.
Thank you.
It's going to be wrapped around by the Steelers as Bo says goodbye. Can they get one more, Sheffield? Make it respectable. Norton is battling with Legui in front. 15 to go. Boxall is cleaned up not once but twice, and then an arm thrown by Spencer by looks of it. They're just going to keep playing the officials, which is sensible in the circumstance. And as Norton brings it away, that will do it. A big win for the Panthers, an important win for the Panthers, and it's nasty right to the end with Baldwin and Norton. Well, thanks to Steve, well, thanks to Gary, to Barry Nykor, and to David Alexander Beauregard as well. And as it continues in the handshake, Salters wants to go right at the end from Owen Bradley and the rest of the team. I'll say goodnight.
The GMB Nottingham Panthers 6. The Sheffield Steelers 1. As reported in Holland, watch the same game as you. Read this report in Monday's Nottingham Post or at nottinghampost.com. It's a fully downs. Remember, we've got the chat show on Tuesday night. Brent Henley Town Hall. Tickets on the door will be £10. Don't miss out. Adults only. Next up, November 27th, we've got the visit of the Edinburgh Capitals. Tickets on sale for that one. Please come back with your friends. Another great game in Prospect there. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our visitors, the Sheffield Steelers. I wish them well as they leave the ice this evening. And to your supporters, thanks for coming and see you again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sheffield Steelers.
And tonight's man of the match for the GMB Panthers, number 1, Neil Conway.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, centre